Hello, hello. What's going on, Wired fam? How's everybody doing this evening? Hey, it is chilly this evening. I mean, cold. I got my Wired for Crappie beanie on. I'm getting warm, toasty. How's everybody doing? You guys doing all right? Hey, howdy. Hello, hello. You guys ready to talk crappie fishing? I am. Don't forget, guys, when y'all get on tonight, drop me a hello. Let me know where you're from. Always like to see how far we're reaching, and always enjoy being able to say hello back to you guys. So drop me that hello. Let me know where you're from. Hope you guys can't hear my heater running. I got my heat running down here. Hang on just a second. Oh, scoot my heat over. Got a new backdrop today. We're sitting on the Ranger love seat, guys. Let me show you guys my love seat. Oh, this is my Ranger love seat that came in my 690. Yeah, that's what's up, right? My Ranger love seat. Get to hang out in that. Let's see here. Do. Who all do we have on this evening? We got Paul. What's going on, Paul Gwynn from Chattanooga? Hello, hello. We got Nathan Wood. Hello, everyone from Wabash, Indiana. What's going on, Nathan? Big Mike. What's going on, Big Mike? Hello, little buddy. Would love to go crappie fishing with you sometime. Never had any luck with them. Hey, we can set that up, man. We can do it. Jamie Nelson from Calvert City, Kentucky. What's going on, Jamie? Heidi Clark. Hi, Matt from Idaho. How is Laura and Little Wired? Little Wired and Laura are doing well. Actually, I just laid Little Wired down. He was getting ready to go to sleep. So he was three-quarters asleep, kind of a quarter of awake. And then I laid him down and aggravated him. So he's probably up there awake crying right now. So I'm sorry, Laura. I didn't mean to lay him down, let him cry. But hey, the Wired fam needed me down here. So anyway, just laid him down. Hopefully he's not up there crying. I hope he's sleeping. So he was about three-quarters asleep when I went back, or when I laid him down. So anyway, Laura's well. Heidi, thank you for asking. I appreciate it, as always. Larry from Alabama. What's going on, Larry? Big O, he says, hello, Matt and Wired fam from Clarks Hill Lake in Georgia. What's going on? Ashley Coffee, what's up, Matt? Good evening, Wired fam. What's going on, Ashley? Bo Myers, what's going on, Bo, from Maryville? Todd Pell from Ohio, what's going on, Todd? Jeffrey Smith, what's up from Rogersville, Tennessee, Matt? I purchased some stump bugs from Crappie Cove. I told them you was representing them proudly. Great company. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Crappie Cove is a great company. They really are. They sell great products, bonehead tackle included. They've got everything at Crappie Cove, guys. They've got crappie magnets and boneheads, and I think do they have Bobby Garlands? I think maybe they have some Bobby Garlands. I don't remember right off the top of my head. But anyway, they've got just a whole array of stuff. They've got light wire hooks. They've got sliders. They've got jiffy jigs. They've got it all. So anyway, check out Crappie Cove if you're looking for anything. Don't forget the Wired discount, which is right here as I talk about it. 10% off Crappie Cove with the discount code WIRED. So if you want to save some money, You can go to crappiecove.com, use that discount code WIRED, save yourself 10%. Fishing Specialties, save 10% on Fishing Specialties products with that discount WIRED. And then Stowaway Mounts, of course, 10% with Stowaway with the discount code WIRED as well. And don't forget the discount with Bonehead, Crappie 2021. You can save 15% with Bonehead, guys. Harold Stamey from Rockwood, what's going on? Tom A from Pennsylvania. Hello, Wired fam. Robert Love, what's up? Heath McDaniel, good evening. Mike Morrison, what's up from Clarks Hill Lake? What's going on, Mike? How are you this evening? Josh Sanders from Chattanooga. What's going on, Josh? Dave D from Lake Hartwell, South Carolina. Hello, hello. Joel Nash says, what's up, Matt, from Sparta, Tennessee? What's going on, Joel? Steven, sup, Wired fam from Holly Springs, North Carolina. Like the tourney vid, Matt. Thanks. You're very welcome, buddy. I appreciate it. My tourney vids are a little different than a regular video. I know. I've been told that. Trust me, the subscribers have told me they're different. They're like, hey, man, you didn't talk much. You didn't do. I know it's because I'm in tournament mode. All right. It's hard for me to get myself out of tournament mode and into video mode. So when I get into tournament mode, guys, I'm focused. Actually, funny story. I'm gonna put out a little clip here probably tomorrow, maybe the next day. I'll put out a little clip that is actually going to hang on, show what I did. So it's actually going to show what I did the last 30 minutes of the tournament. It's pretty funny. You'll have to watch it. It's just a short clip. I'll put that out probably on my Facebook or on Wired for Crappie Facebook. It's comical. You'll have to watch. So anyway. All righty. Jonathan Stevens the third. Did I say that right? Yeah, I did. Hey, from Syracuse, New York. What's going on? What's going on again? From Alcoa. Slab Buster. From Alabama. What's going on, Slab Buster? Ronnie Harris. Good evening, Matt and Wired fam from Carrollton, Georgia. What's going on, Ronnie? Home of the best barbecue joint I've ever ate at in Carrollton. Used to eat lunch there every day while I was working. Jeff Branham from West Virginia. What's going on? Mike Morrison. Looks like a Christmas tree of ACC rods behind you. Yeah, there's a few back there. So I got all my ACCs back here. I've actually got my spider rig and my old spider rigging rods back here. I've got a little bit of everything back there, to be honest with you. But in the forefront of all that is my ACCs. It's probably a big mess right now. But yeah, it's an ACC Christmas tree. That's what that is for sure. And they need to get some bobbers and hang a bunch of bobbers on it and look exactly like a Christmas tree. That's funny. Josh Sanders, I like the fishing pole Christmas tree, even if it was by accident. That was. I'm glad you guys noticed it though. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas. Let me get it fixed here. There we go. Thank you. All right. It was by accident. I didn't think about that. All right. Lamar Ingram from Alabama. What's going on, Lamar? Daryl Crider. What's going on? From Whitwell, Tennessee. Curtis Hobbs. Short V. Short V. What's short V? Am I missing something, Curtis? What's up? Curtis Hobbs from Lightwire Hooks. Speaking of Lightwire Hooks, hang on, guys. Oh. All right. So, Mr. Curtis Hobbs, Mr. Lightwire, sent me some hooks. So, guys, again, don't let the name fool you. Lightwire Hooks, Mr. Curtis Hobbs, does not just sell Lightwire hooks, okay, guys? This is a special bag that I asked him to build for me, send to me, and he was happy to oblige. I love his pricing. His pricing is absolutely great as far as hooks are concerned. I picked up 200 hooks from him, and it was very affordable for those hooks. And he sent you guys a little something. Okay. So he sent you guys something. We're going to give that away tonight. So stay tuned. We got 2 giveaways tonight, guys. We're going to give away some light wire hooks, and we're also going to give away some MCM tackle jigs. MCM reached out. They said, hey, give away another dozen tonight. I said, okay, we'll do it. So we're going to give away some MCM tackle jigs, and we're also going to give away some light wire hooks. So thank you, Mr. Curtis Hobbs at Light Wire Hooks. I appreciate you, buddy. Guys, go check them out. Light Wire Hooks on Facebook, lightwirehooks.com. Online, check them out, Mr. Curtis Hobbs. These things are awesome. So what I asked him to do for me, guys, just so you know, is I asked him to do 100. It's all 1/8 ounce, because if you guys watched the video of me down on Chick fishing open water in the tournament, I actually won that tournament. It was with an 1/8 ounce head the entire time. I typically don't fish a 16th ounce, I typically fish a 16th ounce head or a 32nd. I typically don't fish a whole lot of 1/8 ounce heads, but in that specific event, I did. And the reason I did that is because I was fishing open water, casting to those individual fish 30, 40, 50 feet away from the boat, mostly between 40 and 50 feet. I needed that 1/8 ounce head so that I could get down to that fish when that jig hit the water. I wanted to get to that fish, get on that fish, and get that fish's attention, get that fish to bite before my boat blew around. Okay. So it was very important for me to have an 1/8 ounce that day and 1/8 ounce in the boat. So what I asked him to do for me was give me some 1/8 ounce heads, right? I mean, Curtis, give me some 1/8 ounce heads. He said, well, what colors do you want? I said, I want unpainted and I want chartreuse, because you guys know those are my 2 go-tos, an unpainted head and a chartreuse head, right? So he said, well, what hook do you want in them? And I said, well, I'm fishing braid now, so I really don't want a light wire hook in them, because unfortunately, when you set the hook on a light wire with braid, a lot of times you end up getting this, or you end up straightening a hook, because those light wires are just so light. And a lot of times I set the hook like a bass guy sometimes still. So I wanted something with a stout hook in it. I wanted a number 2 hook, because you guys know my go-to is a number 2 hook. Just fits my baits better, fits every bait I use really well, and gets me the hook size that I'm looking for, right? So he sent me 2 different kinds of hooks, which I am extremely happy with, because they are sharp as I'll get out. I like a sharp hook. I've got to have a sharp hook. I mean, there's just no substitute for a sharp hook. So what I've got, again, is chartreuse. I got 2 different hooks in the chartreuse. I got the bronze, and I'm going to assume these are eagle claws, Curtis. I think we talked about that. I think maybe they're mustads. They're eagle claws or mustads, one of the 2. I'm sure Curtis will tell me here in a second. And then I got the gold. So I got the bronze number 2, and I got the gold number 2. Okay. In chartreuse, I got about 50 of each of those. I got 50 bronze, 50 golds, and then the same thing in the unpainted, right? So I wanted the unpainted, so I can paint those any way I want them. Curtis knows I like to dip jig heads every once in a while. If I want a red head, I may dip 6 or 8 of them red, or I may dip 6 or 8 of them pink or white or something like that. But typically, an unpainted and a chartreuse head are what I'm using 95% of the time. So there again, I've got a chartreuse unpainted and a bronze. Chartreuse and a bronze unpainted. Again, 1/8 ounce heads, great hooks, sharp hooks. Very, very pleased with them. Thank you, Curtis, for getting those to me. And guys, hey, Mr. Curtis, he'll get them to you as quick as he can. I think it took him. Now, I'm not going to say he'll get them out all the time like this, because he's busy. He's busy. He's selling a lot of hooks, but he got them out to me within days. I mean, it was really nice. Appreciate that again, Mr. Curtis. Thank you very much, sir. Now that I've showed everybody these, I'm putting them in my box. They're going to go in the boat. But we do have some to give away tonight, okay? So he sent me some giveaways. We'll go through that later. I'll show you guys what all we're giving away. Several different packs of hooks to give away, okay? And he does all different kinds of colors. So there's some orange. Those are some 1/8 ounce number 2 sickles. We're going to give those away tonight. Look at these. I know you muddy water guys will like these. Look at that gold. You muddy water guys out there, you guys are going to like those. Gold head, gold hook. Those are a 3/32. So he's got them, again, all different sizes. Mr. Curse pours all these. We're not giving these away. These are mine. You ain't getting you ain't getting them. But look at this silver. Oh, yeah. Dale Holla special right there. So, you guys ain't getting those. Those are mine. Those are mine. Those are going to Dale Holla with me. There ain't no doubt. So, anyway, very, 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 very nice hooks. And I appreciate you for them, Mr. Curtis, by the way. I know I've said that 12 times, but thank you very much, sir. All right. So, that being said, let's see what everybody else is saying here tonight. I lost my spot. You guys know I do that about every 12 seconds. All right. James from Houston, Texas. Hello, hello. Curtis Hobbs says, short night for me. Dental work today. Rest tonight. Man, I hope you get feeling better, Curtis. Short night. Well, I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you got to answer some of my questions about the hooks, and I'll see those here in just a minute, I hope. Larry Merrick. Hey, hi. Do you always put your boat on the trailer with the trolling motor? Very funny, Mr. Larry. Very funny. No, I don't always put my boat on the trailer. Mr. Larry's got jokes tonight. I don't always put my boat on the trailer with the trolling motor. I made a technical error at the tournament. Now, do you want me to go into that? Because if you really want me to go into it, I will. But if not, I'm going to plead the fifth, and I'm going to move on. But I made I was very stupid. All right, and I'm not going to go into any more of that unless you really want me to. But anyway, no, I don't. I normally put my boat on the trailer with the big motor. Oh, Lord. Thanks, Larry. I appreciate you, buddy. All right, Bill. Hello, Wired family. Palestine, Texas in the house. What's going on? How's Palestine fishing? I'd say it's fishing good. It normally does. Asleep. What's going on, man? Sup, Wired fam. Hope all are well and had a fattening turkey day. I know my turkey day consisted of staying at the house with a sick little one because my middle child got sick, and we were at the house the whole, Thanksgiving break. So anyway. All right, Joel from LaPorte, Indiana. Is that right? Did I say it right? Love your channel, and I learn a lot from it. I'm glad, buddy. I appreciate you. Appreciate you being here. That's what it's all about. It's all about teaching and all about helping you guys catch more fish. So that's what it's all about. Johnny Coots, good evening, Wired from Ringgold, Georgia. What's going on, man? C219, hi from Clarks Hill. Curtis Hobbs is the man. Got my order of 700 ready to go. That's what I'm talking about. And no doubt. Make sure you guys tell him you're part of the Wired fam. He'll hook you up. Joe Nichols, what's up from Sail Creek, Tennessee? Matt, congrats on the win on the chick a couple weeks ago. Appreciate it, buddy. It was a tournament that I was not expecting to win, which I talked about, I think, a little bit last week. I was not expecting to win the tournament. I really wasn't. I was expecting to finish middle of the field. Tom, thank you very much, buddy. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you very much, Tom. Received 93 SV in live scope. Ordered fishing specialties poll today. Thanks for discount. Question: any recent changes to your live scope settings that are different from your video of last October? No, nothing, Tom. Run your gain on auto medium to auto high, depending on water clarity. Auto medium is probably going to be your best picture. Don't get your gain too hot, because if you get it too hot, it's gonna really cloud up your screen with a lot of orange and a lot of what appears to be silt on the screen. It's not. It will appear that way. Don't get your gain too high. Like I said, auto medium. The engineers at Garmin got their auto settings right. So run auto medium, and then set your depth 2 foot deeper than your water depth, and set your forward range in close enough. The closer you can set that range, the larger your images are going to appear. So keep that forward range pulled in. Don't try to look out there 80, 100 feet when you're fishing a brush pile. Keep it at that 30-foot mark, and you'll do well. You'll love it. Okay. Don't know who's doing all your install work, if you're going to do it yourself or if you need somebody to do your install. If you do, hit me up. Of course, I'm doing installs, guys, which you guys know. You've seen a lot of the posts. I've got a somewhat full schedule, but I have availability for installs. So if you guys are interested in an install, if you're interested in having any electronics installed, that's side imaging, down imaging units, front of the boat, back of the boat, live scope, trolling motors, I do all electronics. Okay. So if you need an electronics install, hit me up, wiredforcrappie.com, Wired for Crappie on Facebook, Matt Zenas on Facebook, wherever you can find me, hit me up and I'll give you some pricing on that. Okay. Again, I have some availability. So, right now, actually, I had one picked up today, and I don't have anything in the shop for the next 3 or 4 days. So, like I said, I've got some availability in there if you're looking for an install, live scope install, or anything in there between. And I'll install anything for. I mean, doesn't have to be stowaway and fish specialties, guys. I installed one on trolling motor today, so that's where he wanted it. That's where I put it. It's all up to you guys. Wherever you want it, I'll put it. I may try to persuade you a little bit away from that trolling motor, but no, I put it wherever you guys want it. So if you're interested in install, hit me up. I'd be more than happy to help you out. We'll get you in the shop. And like I said, boats are all kept inside while they're in the shop, and I work on one boat at a time to keep it dry. So thank you, Tom, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Guys, if you don't know what a super chat is, it's a way for you to give back to this channel. It's a way to keep me on the water, making great content for you guys. Just a blessing to the channel and to me. So if you don't know how to give a super chat, right down below the comment section, there's a little dollar symbol. You click on that. It'll walk you through how to give a super chat. And you can make a donation to the channel, guys, and every little bit helps. Trust me. Driving around, fishing all these different lakes for you guys and making videos is not cheap, especially with gas prices the way it is right now. I'm preaching to the choir. I ain't gonna tell you guys nothing. So, anyway, if you want to give a super chat, like I said, it's a blessing, and I appreciate each and every dollar that comes in. You can give it from $1 up to 10,000. You want to hook me up with 10 grand? I love to. Let's roll. Let's go. But no, in all honesty, every little bit helps. So thank you guys very much for that. All right, let's see here. Where was I? I was talking to somebody about something in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Oh yeah, the tournament. Yeah, I was really not expecting to win that. Like I said, it was again, it was a blessing to win that tournament because I went down there with the expectation of trying to finish somewhere middle of the field, if best, finish somewhere top 5, top 10. But was not expecting that. So to come in and start weighing fish, and everybody's weighing 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6 and 6, and 5.5, and 4 and 5, and I just started seeing all these weights coming in. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess I didn't have that bad of a day. And I had a couple of guys that were at the tournament. They asked me how I did. I said, I don't know. I said, my scale kind of messed up on me during the day, and I'm not positive of my weight. And they said, well, where are your fish? I said, they're in the live well. I said, by the way, check them for me, make sure they're not dead, because I can't check my own fish. I got to have somebody there that can check my fish and say, yeah, they're alive. So they opened the live well and they said, oh, good Lord, you've won this. And I said, no. I said, ain't no way. I said, there'll be some guys come in bigger weights than that. I mean, there's no way they'll be able to, that'll stand up. And then it did. And I was like, holy crap. I was like, okay, well, cool. All right, then we're going to do this thing. Okay. So it was a blessing. It was a surprise, but it was a blessing. That's for sure. All right, what's up from Sail Creek, Tennessee, Matt? Congrats on the win. Checked a couple weeks ago. We read that one already, Joe. Thank you very much, buddy. Again, I appreciate it. Asleep. I don't believe a thing you say about you are taking to Dale Hollow. Oh, about the jig heads taking them to Dale Hollow. Yeah, guys. I talked to Chris. I think it was today or yesterday. Anyway, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start doing YouTube videos from Dale Hollow. And or I said, I'm not going to do any videos from Dale Hollow. He laughed, he chuckled. He said, and I said, or, because there is absolutely no identifying factors at Dale Hollow. It's woods. I mean, it's woods. I mean, there is no, outside of a marina, there ain't nothing. I mean, it's woods. All right. There's no houses. There's no docks. There's no nothing. And, everybody knows we got the big, Dale Hollow shootout next November for the Midwest Crappie Alliance. That is going to be a huge deal. It's going to have a huge expo. It's going to be great. There's going to be a lot of people there, a lot of vendors there, a lot of anglers there. If you guys don't know where Dale Hollow Lake is, it's in Salina, Tennessee, and it is going to be an absolute blast. There's going to be a ton of anglers there, pro anglers and everything in between, YouTubers. There's going to be just a lot of people there. And then all the expo, all the vendors for the expo, you guys can come. You can look at the new products, look at the old products, look at jigs and tackle and rods and just everything there is to do with crappie fishing. You've got rigging as far as your mounts and things. There's going to be vendors there for that. It's just going to be a really, really fun deal. So you guys are going to have to put that on your schedule. That's next November, the 10th through the 12th. And it is going to be, like I said, 3-day event. And then, Chris and I were talking, and I said, you know what? I said, I will start doing some videos from Dale Hollow. And I'm going to tell you guys what creek I'm in. He's like, yeah, I'm sure you will. I was like, yeah, I'm going to. You watch. Everybody's going to be Googling Dale Hollow on YouTube, and I'm going to be pulling up these videos and be like, guys, I'm right around the corner from the dam. I'm fishing the first creek on the left. It's called, da-da-da Creek. That's where I'm at today. And I'm just going to start pulling fish in. And you can, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. You never know. Chris is like, yeah, I'm not going to believe anything you tell me about Dale Hollow in the next 12 months. I said, yeah, I probably wouldn't either, buddy, because I may just throw you off. I may do something just to throw a wrench in you. So, yeah, you might not want to take everything with a grain of salt. No, I wouldn't do that to you guys. Most of the time, everybody knows where I'm at anyway. I mean, most of the time, the local people that are part of this channel, if I tell you guys a fib, they're going to call me out on it. Just like I was fishing at Chick. I don't hide anything from you guys. I was fishing at Chick, and Mr. DK come on there, and he said, you were fishing a brush pile. I fish that brush pile in that creek all the time. I said, no. I said, there's a lot of brush in that creek, and there's a lot of stumps and suspended or stumps on the side of the river channel and things in that creek. But I wasn't fishing one of them. I was fishing open water. But I was pretty close to it. Yeah, you're right. I was pretty close to it. So anyway, hey. I'll get called out. You guys just watch. If I tell somebody a fib, they'll call me out on it. But on Dale Hollow, you'll never know because it's just woods down there. There's no joke. I mean, it was pretty funny. We had a good conversation today. Anyway, David from Crossville, what's going on, David? You're right there around Dale Hollow, David, and out from Crossville. So you got to come, David, to that expo. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and all the anglers will be at the expo in the evenings after the tournament. All the anglers are gonna go to the expo and sit in booths and talk to guys. So it'll be a lot of fun. Ashley Coffee, what's going on again? I tried Norris a couple hours Sunday. The fish I found were grouped up in mouths of creeks, channels, and edges of river channels roaming. Not many on structure. Caught a few, but bite was tough that day. Bite's always tough on Norris, man. Ain't no crappie in Norris. What are you talking about? No, there's fish up there, but well, I'm glad you got to get out and catch a few. Tom A., if I didn't live in Pennsylvania, I would have you do it. Well, that's fine. I mean, if you want to drive to Tennessee for a vacation, you're welcome to do that. Actually, it's a funny story. I had a guy drive down here from Indiana. Guy drove down here. He's like, hey, I trust you. I don't know who to have it done up here. He said, I'd rather just drive it down there to you. I was like, okay, whatever. You can do whatever you want to do. He drove it down here. We talked for a little bit. Had a Mountain Dew, put his unit in, and he drove home. So, but Pennsylvania's a little further, a little bit. All right. Asleep says, just have to ask, what type of deer mount is that behind you? Looks like the taxidermist might have messed up a bit. That's not a deer mount. That's my what is it? I don't remember what they call it. Big boy buck or whatever it is. That's my target, man. That's my friend. We ain't shooting right now. It's not bow season, so we got him sitting inside with us. But good question. If you can't tell that's a fake deer, you need to get your eyes checked, Chris. Jimmy Pratt, what's going on? Jimmy, I feel like I just saw you earlier. I feel like it. Daryl, what was the weight on Chick? 7.19. 718. I had it. 718. It's funny, though. I say 719 because that's what my scale said. My handheld scale said 719, and then my actual weight in the tournament was 718. So I thought my scale was messed up. Doesn't look like it was. Looks like it's pretty close. So 718 is what I won chick with. Todd Pell, have you ever tried G-Force Eliminator trolling motor prop hub to keep motor quiet? Been thinking of buying one. The fish up here get spook easy around 30 feet out. So, ooh, my boat. She's pretty, ain't she? All right. This thing, I got a video on that, Todd, by the way. Video on that out. Eliminator prop nut. All right. Let me give you my honest opinion. Okay. Honest opinion, I can't tell a difference. I'd love to be able to tell you I quit spooking fish, but I ain't quit spooking fish. I mean, I was having to cast 50 feet to fish at chick because I was spooking them. All right. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell a difference. Okay. So to answer your question, I couldn't tell a difference. Is it worth the money? I'll tell you this. I mean, it makes it easier if you ever have any line getting your trolling motor or anything like that. It makes it easier to get it out. So, you've got something that you can just grab. You don't have to get, and it's big. It's a big prop nut, so you don't risk dropping it in the lake if you have to ever get line out of your lake or out of your trolling motor, which I have done before because I wasn't paying attention, and the next thing I know, my rod's going, and I'm like, what in the world? And I look over and it's in the trolling motor. So I've done that many times, but I can't tell a difference as far as it spooking fish, buddy. I'd love to tell you it does. So have you guys ever, you're going forward with your trolling motor and you spin your trolling motor around backwards and you hit the pedal and it goes, you can hear it just rattles because it's pushing against the force of the boat in reverse. I thought maybe it would quieten that down a little bit because it basically is supposed to take vibration and take, sound out of the. No, it doesn't. You can spin that trolling motor around and it does the same thing. And it's like, yeah. So I'm not a scientist, but can I tell a difference? And did I quit spooking fish? No, I still spook fish. That's not going to change. Those fish have a lateral line. Fish have a lateral line, guys. They can feel the boat coming. It's not necessarily sound. They use that lateral line to feel, and that lateral line tells them there's something coming. All right, they can feel that boat coming. That's not going to change. Heidi Clark said decoy buck. It could be a decoy buck. It's actually a target, but it could be a decoy. Man, if that's my decoy, I want to see that deer that comes out to fight him. I want that deer. That deer, I want to shoot that deer. There ain't no doubt about it. Anyway, let's see. Ashley Coffee said at Daryl Crider. Matt was at 718 or 728, I believe. Second was at 7 pounds. Yeah, so I had 718, and then second was 690 or 691, something like that. And then it went to 6.5 basically from there, I think, on a chick tournament. Jimmy says, I'm going to Dale Hollow Saturday. Have fun, Jimmy. Have fun. I'm going to stay off that topic for 12 months. All right, Josh, Jimmy Pratt, I'm going to work Saturday. I'm not working Saturday. I think I'm cleaning a garage Saturday. I think Mom's got me cleaning the garage, the upper garage, not my shop, the upper garage. So anyway, Grandpa drives over the brush pile about 5 or 6 times with the big motor. He's proof those fish come right back. All right. Perfect scenario. Thank you, Brian, for this comment. I appreciate it very, 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 very much. Okay. Let me tell you something. Let me get into this. Let me go into some detail. You guys know I love detail. Okay. I love to talk. All right. So drive over a brush pile. Those fish come right back or never leave. Right. Most of the time they never leave. Let me explain the difference driving over a brush pile and trying to get on open water fish with a trolling motor. Okay. When you drive over a brush pile, Brian, those fish feel secure. They feel safe. Because they're on structure. Okay, those fish are on cover. Their natural go-to to hide from predators or hide from bait fish, okay, if they're trying to ambush bait fish, is structure. When those fish are on structure, they feel safe. They feel secure. That's just like, you know, if you're in your house, okay, and you have a tornado room, okay, which I have right here beside me. All right, this mom's tornado room. If I have a tornado room, okay, and a tornado comes over my house, if I'm in here, I'm cool. Now, when the house collapses, we got to figure out how to get out. But I'm cool because I'm in my tornado room, which is rated for a tornado. All right. So when that tornado goes over, I'm cool. If I'm sitting on the roof and a tornado's coming, I'm out. I'm gone. I'm going somewhere. No. No, sir. That's the difference in these open water fish, Brian, and those fish on structure. So I'll agree with you. Proof, fish on structure, you're not going to hurt. Okay. What we're talking about is open water fish sitting out there in open water suspended that you're moving towards with a boat. When you move towards those fish with a boat, they feel that in their lateral line and they're gone. They move. They leave. They go to the bottom of the lake. They go to the first piece of structure that's close by. They move. And the reason they do that is because they don't feel safe. Same thing, just like that tornado shelter. Okay. If there's a tornado coming, I'm going to the tornado or I'm going to the shelter. I'm not running towards the tornado. I'm going towards my shelter. The fish are the same way. They're going towards their shelter. If they feel that they're safe, they will stay there. That's why Grandpa can drive over 5 or 6 times and go catch fish, because those fish are sitting there in cover. They feel secure. Okay. Brian, he tries to parallel park on top of it. Bless his heart. I think it might be a Watts bar thing. Yeah, it parallel parking on top of brush piles is a Watts bar thing. I think I've seen guys so many times they're sitting right on top of it, and I'm like, that gum. Were you afraid that maybe somebody else was going to try to fish it? Yeah, that's a Watts bar thing. It's pretty funny. But no, again, that's why they stay on structure, because they feel safe. Okay. Jimmy, I pull up on brush all the time and watch a few run. I believe those are the bigger fish. The bigger fish are generally going to run from a brush pile because those bigger fish are generally going to be sitting outside the brush pile. You know that myth, and it is a myth. It is a huge myth that says the big fish bite first. You know how that got started or why that got started? And we learned this with live scope. After live scope come about, we've learned this now, right? The big fish bite first. Big fish don't always bite first. They do not. The reason that myth came about, guys, is because the big fish generally sit on top of or around the outside of your brush pile. The smaller fish get in the brush because they are looking for cover. They are looking for the security of the brush pile. Those larger fish can sit outside that brush pile and still feel safe because they're in the same vicinity as that brush. If they really had to, they could go to the brush, but they're not worried about a 5-pound largemouth coming up trying to eat them because they're 2 pound apiece. So they're outside the brush. That's how that myth got started of the big fish bite first. And it is a myth. Trust me. I've proven that's a myth. I've caught plenty of 2 pound fish after catching 20 shorts. All right. Trust me, I have. The big fish won't always bite first. But your bet is if you see fish on the outside of a brush pile, they're the larger fish. Okay. So to Jimmy's point, pull up on a brush pile too close, those big fish that are around the edge, they may say, see you. But those smaller fish will stay in the brush. Okay. All right. So tomorrow, guys, we are going to have a show. We're going to have the directors and the head honcho and directors from Midwest Crappie Alliance on the channel. And we are going to be discussing the Dale Hollow Shootout. the Dale Holla Invitational. It's an invitational tournament again for Dale Holla next November. A lot of really cool, really good guys that are going to be fishing that event. We're gonna put everybody up against the best in the country. We're getting the best in the country together at that event, and it is going to be a huge deal. It's going to be a big deal. A lot of good anglers, and there's going to be a lot of good fish caught. It's going to be some good weights, 3-day event. But no, tomorrow you're going to want to watch that. We're going to talk about, especially if you're fishing. If you're fishing or interested in fishing that, you need to watch it. We're going to be talking about everything tournament involved, from vendors to rules to how to get invited to the event. All things that are the event. You're going to want to watch that. Okay, so that'll be tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, we'll have that come out. We'll try to post that on Facebook. It'll be on the YouTube channel. It'll be everywhere. So it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of guys, good guys. We're going to introduce everybody, all the directors, like I said, for the event. And then Dan, which is the head honcho. He's the head man. But going to be a good, cool thing to watch. Kind of outline how it's going to roll, and who all's going to be there, right? Everybody wants to know who are the vendors, who's going to be at the expo. So we're going to go through that, let you guys know who all's going to be there so far. I think there's still some availability in that expo center, so there's going to be more people that are added to that. But give you an idea of who all's going to be there, who you can come look at all their products, purchase some products, get some cool stuff, right? So we'll go over that tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow night. I think it's going to be around 7 o'clock, somewhere in that area. But you guys will get a notification if you're a subscriber to the channel. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Smash it for me. We're up over 9,000 now. Actually, I think we're at maybe 9,100. Let me look. Where did we end up at? 90 and a half. So we're at 9,050, somewhere right around in there. When we get to 10,000, like I said, we get to 10,000 subs, we're giving away a free weekend fishing trip with me. All expenses paid. I'm paying your motel, I'm paying everything. I will buy your fishing license. I will buy or I pay for your motel. All you will have to pay for is your food and your gas to get here. So from wherever you're coming from. All right. So if you want to fly in, you can fly in. I'll pick you up at the motel. I'll pick you up at the airport, drop you off the motel, pick you up at the motel, drop you off the motel. I'll do whatever. If you want to fly in, you can fly in. If you want to drive in, drive it. So whatever it is you want to do, but fishing trip on me, 2 days, 2 different lakes here in East Tennessee. We're going to go catch them. All right. And that first day, we're probably going to keep some. If you're driving, we'll keep as many as you want to keep, take home with you. But if you're not and you're flying or something of that nature and you want to fry them up, we'll fry them up that night. All right. So it'd be a good time. Come down to the shop, hang out with me in the evenings. Be fun. So we get to 10,000 subs. We're giving away that weekend fishing trip. You got to be a subscriber to be a part of that. Okay. We're going to pick one lucky subscriber to win that trip, and we will announce that after we get 10,000 subs. Let's see here. James, do you think it's worth updating from the GT54 to the GT56 transducer? Honest opinion, no. Here's the thing. The GT54 is going to show you everything you need to see. All right. If you just want to really, really, really get, it's not really even that big of a difference. Me, I'd say no. Okay. The GT54 is sufficient, and it's going to give you everything that you need. You're going to be able to locate brush. You're going to see it on side imaging. You're going to be able to identify fish. You're going to be able to look. Garmin's literally run out of the box on the boat. Run, see, have great picture, no problems, ready to rock and roll. Okay. They're probably the most user-friendly unit I've ever owned, and I've owned them all. I've owned Humminbergs, Lowrances. I run Lowrances, but Garmin's, I ran Garmin's for, years, and they're user-friendly. Like I said, they're out of the box running, finding brush. That easy. They really are. So for somebody who doesn't know or not live scope, but somebody who doesn't know side imaging and down imaging that wants to jump off into an easy unit that's easy to run and they get good pictures with, Garmin's the way to go. My Lowrances are a little bit more complicated, but they have better picture. I mean, let's face it, my old Lowrances are, for those that have been in my boat and went, really? I don't get pictures like that. You know, I mean, they're great. I love them. They're older model. They're old. They're Gen 1s. Okay. So I really like my Lowrances, but Garmin's are user friendly. As far as GT54 to 56, it's not going to give you that big of a difference. You're not going to see that much different. Okay. I would probably save my money and put it towards a live scope if I was going to, really try to spread my money out. Okay. Andy Perry, what's going on? How's it going, buddy? Dan. There he is. There's Dan the man. Great job, Matt. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you very much. Scott Pace, keep doing the great job. Hopefully, I'll get up toward your way and go fishing. Scott, I hope you do too, buddy. When you do, let me know. Let me know where you're headed. I'll try to put you on a few. Ashley, at James Wonky, I've checked into that a lot. That's right. Doesn't seem to be a huge upgrade in picture quality from the 54 to 56. The biggest difference is you can see further out to the sides. Yeah, I mean, you're really not, honestly, you're really not going to get, for the money, you're really not going to get that much extra. Okay. Again, I would probably try to keep that and put it somewhere else, spread my money out a little different. That's just me. For example, the 54 may be good out to 50 to 60 feet or so, and the 56 gets you another 10 to 20 feet further out. So. All right, let's see. Where's our next tournament at? Our next tournament is Tellico. All right, East Tennessee Crappie Club's going to Tellico, not this weekend, but next weekend out of Clear Creek. So that's going to be a fun event. Still don't know who I'm fishing with in that event. I asked my partner if he was going to fish that event. He still doesn't know. So I don't know. I may fish that one solo again. We'll see. It'll be interesting. That's home lake. So I don't know. We'll see. Tellico's been my home lake for years. That's actually the lake I started crappie fishing on when I very first started crappie fishing a dozen years ago. That's that's where I started it at. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, it'll be interesting. We're gonna try to put together some kind of pattern. I don't know. I guess I need to go fishing this weekend, but I don't know. We'll see. I think you should just get MSI from Humminberg Gen 1 Lowrance push or whatever that is. I'm not running Humminbirds. If I have to run Humminbirds, I'm quitting. I'm not running Humminbirds. You can forget it. But mega side imaging, mega. Sounds good, doesn't it? Gen 1s, baby. Oh, I had to get the Mountain Dew, guys. My throat's getting dry. All right. I didn't have nothing to drink. All right. Yeah, I watched a ton of videos. Didn't see much difference. Just curious. I have a live scope also. So, yeah, I mean, again, I'm not telling anybody don't go buy something. I mean, if you want the 56, by all means, get 56. But I to answer your question, because you asked, I just don't think you're going to get a whole lot more for your. You're not going to get a whole lot of bang for your buck. Okay. Tom A from Pennsylvania. Hi, Dan. Tom from your club. Sweet. So Dan and Tom know each other. That's cool. I've heard the GT56 is a better saltwater transducer. That may just be a rumor. Just curious, how far are you from Tim's Ford Reservoir? Have you ever fished Tim's Ford? I have not fished Tim's Ford. No. As far as how far I am from it, I'm not sure right off the top of my head, but I can tell you really quick since I'm sitting at home. I'm exactly 3 hours from Tim's Ford. So I have not fished Tim's Ford. To answer your question again, 3 hours away. I can tell you right now, it's got docks on it. I'd be shooting docks. Got a bunch of docks. A bunch. It's the first place I'd look. That's just eyeballing maps. See how I do this, guys? Definitely color changing that lake. West side is deeper than the east side. It's like the east side of the lake is shallower. Two different water colors. West side of the lake is deeper and clearer. East side of the lake is shallower and muddier. So this time of year, I'm going to the east side of the lake. I'm looking for docks that get the most sun exposure. Okay. By sun exposure, I mean sun rises and sets. The docks that have sun on them all day on the east side of the lake, a little shallower. That's where I'm headed. That's quick, wasn't it? I'd never fished there, but that'd be the way I'd approach it right now. Now, it could be different tournament fishing. I mean, Andy, if I was going to go tournament fish that lake, I may do it completely different. But that's just me. I mean, that's first glance at a lake. Michael, for basic live scope, for my kayak, what do I need and how much would it cost? Right now, I'm using a Elite TI. I'm only fishing for crappie. So, Michael, if you're going to set up for live scope, okay, and you're going to do it on a kayak, I would probably try to get a 9-inch unit. A 7-inch unit's really hard to see a whole lot on. Hang on one second. I'll show you. So I would probably try to look for something. I mean, and you can even get some used units on the used market that are pretty decent. I mean, this is a 9-inch. This is a 93 SV. This was actually my unit that I had before my 12. I still have it, which to answer everybody's question, no, I'm not getting rid of it. It's actually getting ready to go back on the boat here in just a little bit. But when I get time to rig my own boat, it's going back on the boat. 93 SV, it's a good unit. Not the 9-inch ultras are a good unit. I mean, try to get something. And like I said, if you're trying to keep it cheap, some of the used units, you got to be careful with who you buy from. But some of the used units that are on the market are good units still. Okay, so a lot of guys that upgrade from a 9 or a 10 up to a 12. You can find some units that are out there that people are letting go for a good price. So I mean, you could easily get into a live scope unit and the transducer. I mean, the transducer is pretty much what it is. You're paying $1,500 for it, the transducer in the box. So, you can probably get into a live scope unit for $2,000. If you were to find a good used unit somewhere around $2,000 mark, and then you're going to need some type of, for your kayak, you're going to need some type of pole to put your transducer on, right? So I would recommend the Fishing Specialties pole. It's the lightest weight. It's just a straight aluminum pole. It's very, very light. You can modify that for your kayak, which is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to, Well, I take that back. They have a pole that actually would go on your kayak. It's an ice fishing pole, but it would fit on your kayak perfect. So, um, you know, the fishing specialty setup is a good one. There's a lot of different poles out there. Um, I prefer the fishing specialty, so I'll talk about it. But uh, that's probably going to run you somewhere around. If you don't want both sides, you just want it to be on one side because your kayak, you can pretty much fish anywhere around your kayak. You don't really have to worry too much about being able to see under the boat or whatnot. But you could probably get into that for 150 to $200 on that. So you're looking at 21 to $2,200 somewhere in there, and then you need a battery, right? You need a battery for it. Again, amped outdoors, 30 amp hour. That's what I put. When somebody asks me for a battery for an install, it's what I put in their boat. I put a 30 amp hour or 30 amp hour amped outdoors battery in it. It'll run a live scope system for 3 days without charging it. Now it'll be dead after 3 days, but you can run it 3 8-hour days and it'll be close to dead. But that is the battery I run, and you're going to need one of those, and that's about another $175, almost $200. So by the time you get a charger, it's $200. So you're probably looking to be safe $2,500 to get into a live scope setup on your kayak from start to finish. Okay. Now there's other ways to do it. But I'd say somewhere between 22 to $2,500 probably. Chris Jackson, have you ever fished Reelfoot? I have. Yeah, used to go out to Reelfoot with my uncle. Great lake. Love the lake. Don't have a thing to say bad about it. It is a absolutely gorgeous fishery. Bluegill in there as long as your arm almost. I mean, there's some just huge bluegill in that lake. It's amazing how big bluegill are out there, but big crappie in that lake too. And if you had never ate fish out of Reelfoot Lake, fish out of Reelfoot taste different. I don't know why, but I swear they taste different. The meat is cleaner, it's whiter. It's just golly, the fish that comes out of that lake is just. I'll eat catfish out of the lake, and I'm not a big catfish eater, but I'd eat catfish out of that lake. I have, and then I mean it's amazing how clean those fish are out there. So love it out there. Jigging the lily pads, baby. Jigging the lily pads is how we always used to fish. Well, not always, but jigging the lily pads, cypress trees, cypress stumps, and stuff. I mean, we loved it. It was absolutely beautiful. So I have fished out there. Yeah. Ashley says, Josh Sanders, before I finally figured out my Garmin's, I at one point considered going to Lowrance Gen 1s, but every time I found a good deal on one, it ended up somewhere in Maryville. Ashley, stop diming me out. Josh is going to say something about it too. I assure you, because Josh would always send me messages and say, "Hey, I saw this," and I'm like, "Yeah, I done messaged him." I have a lot of extra units. Okay, I do have a lot of extra units, so that's the beauty of Lowrance Gen 1s is they're relatively inexpensive, and I do have several extra units sitting over there on the table along beside this one. So I'm not going to tell y'all how many extra units I have, but I have several. Hey, I'm a tournament fisherman. If one of them breaks, I need to be able to plug and go, plug and go. That's my reasoning for it. I just need to be able to set another one up there and go. So, anyway. Oh, Lord. All right. Now that I've been dimed out, I've watched several vids. The 56 has more range than the 54. I've seen 60. You can see at 100. But to me, it's not worth the money difference. But I'd have to use one to really say. So there you go. The thing is with the 56, when you get in shallow water, if you get in shallow water, that extra strength from the beam is going to it's going to blur your screen. Okay, you're going to get way too much return. It's going to be way too hot, and you're going to actually lose picture in shallower water because your frequency is going to be way too hot. Nathan Wood, hey Matt, what is your thoughts on the new sniping braid? I hadn't seen it. I hadn't used it. I don't have any thoughts, to be honest with you. I've heard about it, but I won't speak about it. I hadn't used it, so I prefer a bonehead braid. Again, I don't snipe. I mean, I don't fish straight up and down, and not to say that that's what that braid's for, but I just hadn't used it yet. Ashley Coffee. That's why I went to the birds. Couldn't ever snatch up a Gen 1, so now I just talk crap about them. Yeah, Josh, he tried to get a couple from me too and missed those. So I have a problem. I'm addicted to Gen 1s. So if anybody has a Gen 1 that you're trying to sell, you can call me. It's pretty much sold. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm throwing that out there. I'd like to have another 10 Gen 1. They say it's 20% stronger and it has 500 watts of power instead of 300 the 54 has. But yeah, there again, 20% stronger equates to a blown out picture in shallow water. You can get a frequency that's too strong. Okay. You guys have seen it before. I mean, how many of you guys have been out in 25 feet of water looking and, you're looking in 20 foot or whatever it is. And then all of a sudden you hit a point and you go up to 5 feet and your screen just gets so bright that you can't see anything. You're going to get the same thing. More power isn't always better, guys. Okay. Let's keep that in mind. More power isn't always better. I ran a 54 and I never had any issues. I loved the 54. It was a great transducer. I don't see the need to spend the money for the 56. Tyler says, I have a separate lithium battery up front to run live scope. Yep, me too. Michael says, thanks, man. Josh Sanders says, my uncle lives there. My dad went down there yesterday to fished flats about 6 foot of water, targeting stumps with live scope. It's a big, I mean, that's huge out there. I mean, that's the only lake that you have to idle on. Well, not the only lake, but that lake you have to idle. You can't run across that lake wide open. You'll knock a lower unit off. I mean, I can't tell you how many times we're driving across that lake. Thank goodness we had aluminum boats. You're idling across that lake, and all of a sudden you're sitting there and you just go, and you're like, stump. Hey, we hit that tree. You feel it just go across the bottom of the boat. And the boat just comes up on its side. Like, yeah, stump. You throw it out of gear as fast as you can so that your prop doesn't get broke off in the stump. But yeah, I can't tell you how many we hit out there. I mean, just every time you go across it, there's stumps and trees and everything out there. It is a really, really cool place to fish. It really is. Michael, can you pull up Old River in Morganza, Louisiana, and give me some advice on crappie? How would you fish it? Oh, you want to do the same thing I just did a minute ago on Tim's Ford? I guess I can try. Let's see. Why not? We're here. Let's do it. What's the name of it? Old River? Old River. Is it Old River Lake? No, that's in Tennessee. Hang on. Old River. Well, let's just type in Morganza, Louisiana. Morganza, Oh, that ain't it. I spelled that horribly. Morganza, Louisiana. All right, I'm pulling up Morganza. So I'm assuming that that river that's running through Morganza is the river you're talking about, right? It's muddy. Is it always that muddy? Very muddy. Give me a second. I mean, this is true river. This ain't. This is. There's no reservoir here. It's all river. There's a lot of lakes off the side of it. Can you get in those lakes from the river? Those are Oxbow lakes, right? Green Lake. Monday Lake. Ratliff Lake. Shoot, I'd be fishing the Oxbows. I'd stay out of that river. You know, there's not a whole lot of little feeders. There's a few. Some of these little feeder creeks, the mouths of these little feeder creeks, fish are going to use those mouths of those creeks. Man, that looks like flooded timber. There's flooded timber down there too, it looks like. Gosh, it's muddy. Look how muddy this is, guys. I mean, that's mud. So I'd look in several different places. First of all, I'd be fishing some of these Oxbow lakes because these things look good. Some of them are clean too. Some of them have cleaner water in them. I'd be fishing some of them. And then I'd be fishing that timber, but I'd be fishing the mouth of these creeks too, the mouth of these little feeders. Fish will use those to stage. They'll set up in those. They'll use those to ambush bait as it comes down. I mean, the mouths of these little feeders are going to hold fish, and these little feeder creeks that come in are going to hold fish. They're going to use those to get out of that current, get out of the channel. I'd be fishing in. Oh gosh, this is a good one right here. I mean, look at this. This little feeder goes back up in here. So this goes back up in here, guys. And then it's got all this flooded timber. That's what I'd be fishing if it were me. I'd get off that main river. There's a barge about every 20 feet, so a lot of traffic. But I'd be fishing some of these little lakes or little bays off this river. For sure. Am I right? Did I get it right? Tyler, I have a Garmin 93 on the console hooked to cranking battery. Just bought a Helix 10 MSI Gen 4N. Should I run it to the same cranking battery or hook it up to a separate lithium battery? Thanks. You can run it at 10. I mean, you can run a 10 and a 9 off the same battery. I run my 10 and my 8 Gen 1 off, and my brain box off of the same battery. So you can do it off the same battery. It won't hurt it. You don't want to run that you got to keep your battery charged. Let me say that. When you're not on the lake, charge your battery. But when you're on the lake, you should be fine. Because look, guys, when you're idling and you're using those units, when you're looking with side imaging, you're charging the battery too. Okay. So the only time that unit is actually drawing off the battery is when the motor's off. And typically you don't have it on. I mean, put it in sleep mode. Turn them off. I mean, if you're pulling up to a fishing spot and you're gonna be fishing for another hour or two, turn them off. Turn them back on, and it won't hurt your battery. VidKid 2020. I'm having a blast right now installing my Garmin 93 SV. Man, that's awesome. Congratulations. All right, Brian, very good question right here. All right, guys, let me go into a little bit of detail and the reason I'm going to go into, I'm going to get in a little bit of detail on this question is because, turn my heat off. It's getting hot. All right, reason I'm going to go into a little bit of detail on this one is because I installed, well, I'm not going to name their name. I installed a unit this week that was not a stowaway, okay? And it's the only time I've had to call a customer and say, hey, I don't know if you're going to like this. He's like, well, what's going on? And I'm like, let me tell you what's going on, okay? These units, guys, are getting bigger. 12-inch units, okay? There's even a 15 out there now. That sounded like my boat trailer broke. All right. There's even a 15-inch unit out there now. And let me explain to you guys, all right? Let me get up here where you can see me for right now. I'll back you up in a minute. All right, so let me explain to you what happened this week. I was installing a different unit. It's not a stowaway. And this angler wanted the unit in the center of the boat. He said, I want it in the center of the boat. I said, cool. I said, all right, we'll put it in the center. This unit folded down and folded up. Not stowed away, but it folded away, right? He said, I want it to fold away, safety purposes, plus I don't want it bouncing around when I'm driving. Cool. This is a unit I bought. He brought me all the stuff. I did not purchase it. He brought it to me, which is fine. I don't mind that. Buy your mounts, buy your units, bring them to me. I'll do the install. Cool. No worries. But the problem was he's an older gentleman. He said, I sit down and fish. I don't stand up and fish. Don't want to stand up and fish. He said, I want it to fold down, but my seat is in the front. I said, cool. Well, when I installed the unit and put the 12-inch monitor on top, it wouldn't fold down. You know why? Because his seat's in the way. So now every time he wants to fold his units down or up, he's got to take the seat out of his boat because the unit hit the seat every time and it wouldn't go down. That's a problem. For me, that's a problem. Now, I got to looking and, the stowaway mount, if it wasn't set up the way it was, would probably hit a seat too. But because the stowaway mount is set up, and I use the XL, okay, to answer your question, Brian, mine is the XL, okay? It is the stowaway XL, which I'll show you right there, stowaway XL. This is a limited edition. You can't get this one. This one's got my Wired for Crappie logo stamped in it. They did that for me. That's pretty cool. I was really excited about that. It was pretty cool. So they did put my logo on that one for me. But this is the Stowaway XL, okay? And let me just show you guys why I like it so much more now that I've installed somebody else's and had to call a customer and tell them that it hits their seat every time you fold it up and down, okay? So let me show you guys. If you look at my boat right here, okay? Let me see. Right here is the seat pedestal, right? See how that unit folds down to the side, okay? So if you're looking at the front of the boat, there's the front of the boat. See how that unit folds down to the side? See how my trolling motor pedal is in the center? That unit folds over to the side, but it's still mounted in the front, okay? What that allows me to do, let's see. What that allows me to do is I pull that pin, okay? I stand this unit up. Stand that unit up. See how that screen's crooked? That's okay. You know why? Because I can loosen this. I can spin that right around there. And I'm straight. Okay? But when I fold it down, if I was to put a seat in here, I stand and fish. But when I get older and I put a seat in here and I need this to fold down to the side, it will. And I can still have it mounted in the center of the boat. So I still got it mounted in the center, okay? But it folds out of the way. And if I had a seat in here, it'd fold down. The other one wouldn't. The other mount that I used also would not spin like this one. See how that spins? See how I can spin my head left and right? The other one would not do that. Okay? No bueno. You need to make sure, guys, when you're purchasing your units, when you're purchasing your mounts, that they're going to work for you and they're going to function the way you want them to function. This gentleman actually called me and asked me what mount I thought he should get. I told him I thought he should get the stowaway, but he bought something else, which is fine. I don't mind. That's cool. You don't have to buy what I suggest. It's up to him. It's his mount. But now he's got to move his seat every time he wants to get his unit up and down. Okay. So that is not an I told you so moment. That is just to tell you guys, you need to research your units, research the mounts that you're putting your units on, and make sure you get the unit that is going to work best for you. That is why I love that stowaway. It absolutely works best, in my opinion, above any other unit mount that's out there. It's a true fold away mount. Okay. There are some that are telescoping. There are some mounts, okay, out there that are telescoping, but they're not true foldaways. So when I fold this one down, it's completely underneath the deck of the boat. It's down on the deck. It's folded away. It's probably, as far as the foldaway mounts are concerned, one of the closest to the deck foldaways. Okay. Again, there are some that are telescoping that, drop your unit down, vertically, just drop it straight down. But your unit's still elevated and it's still catching wind and stuff when you're driving down the road. So just do your research. Do your research on your mounts. Figure out which one's going to work best for you. The XL is the way I would go with the stowaway if you have the room for it. The XL is a little taller. And if you're going to put 2 units on it, I would definitely go XL. They're actually stowaway. I talked to them this week, and they're actually going to send me the double mount. The double mount with stowaway is actually an add-on to the actual stowaway XL mount. So it's a clamp that with a thumb screw, just like they have here. Okay, this clamp and this thumb screw. It's a clamp with a thumb screw that has a mounting bracket on it that clamps right to your stowaway XL mount. Because when you fold that down, they've even went the step further so that you can loosen that thumb screw and spin that unit around to the back side of the pole and fold it again all the way down to the floor. Okay. So again, they went that extra mile to make sure that you could spin that and lay that unit completely on the deck. Okay. So there you go. That's my opinion on the XL. I hope that answers your question. I know that actually went a little further, but I wanted to talk about that because I struggled so much with that unit with my customer this week, and he was actually very cool about it. He said, "Look," he said, "I'm gonna run it for a while. If I don't like it, I'll get another one and put a different one on there." I said, "Cool, no worries, man." I said, "It's your boat. I'll do it however you want to do it." So, but it was great to have that response from him, and then also just to, be able to get it all put together for him. And it looked great when it was done. It really did. The mount looked great. It just was a little difficult folding up. So, anyway, that would be my suggestion on the mount. Another good question. Tyler says, for waypoints, would you keep them in the Garmin units Active Captain app or just start using Humminberg for them for now or from now on? I would use the Humminberg. I would not put waypoints in your Garmin, and I'll tell you why. Because waypoints eat up your I just lost all train of thought. Sorry. Waypoints eat up your processing power. they eat up processor in your unit. So your unit's always going to be tracking those waypoints. It's always going to be because that's like when you go to your unit and you push go to and it says go to this waypoint, or you say distance to, and it tells you how far you are to the next waypoint. Whole list of waypoints, how far you are from them. It's always processing how far you are from each waypoint. Always processing. You're eating up processor every waypoint you put in there. You're eating up more and more processor. So on my Garmin unit, I will absolutely not put waypoints in it. Okay. I will not put waypoints in it because it eats up processor. And I want my processor thinking about my live scope picture. I don't want it thinking about waypoints. I want it working on my live scope. Okay. Josh Sanders. If anybody has a Gen 1, I'll give you $50 more than whatever Matt offers just to mess with him. If anybody doesn't sell it to Josh and sells it to me, I'll take you fishing. There you go. And go. Bradley says, sorry, got Lawrence's on my boat. Can't make up my mind. Live scope or active target. I know with AT would save me a lot of money. Active target would save you money because you already have the Lawrence, right? If your Lawrence will run it. I'm assuming you have a live unit or but active target would save you money if your unit would run it. The problem is they haven't quite got the definition and they hadn't quite got it figured out yet. It works, but it's not really the same yet. Will it get there? Maybe. But right now, they're still working on it, in my opinion. Uh-oh. Screen's froze. There it goes. Chris says them trees are like power poles on real foot. Keep you in one spot stuck. Yeah, they do. That's for sure. Old River, it's an oxbow. Yep. Yep. Michael. If you like info, thumbs up would be nice. Thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate it, buddy. Don't forget, guys, smash that thumbs up. Oh, I looked in the wrong place, he says. Sorry, buddy. I don't have my phone with me now. Larry's calling me out. All right, so he says 4-stroke 60 horsepower doesn't his 4-stroke 60, and that's Merc 4-stroke 60 horsepower doesn't charge battery a bit until over 1600 RPMs. Ask me how I know. So I'm running a 2-stroke. All right, so mine's charging. If the motor's running, battery's charging. So it's a little bit different for me, but sounds like Larry's motor doesn't charge. So if you have a motor that doesn't charge, that could be a problem. But still, I'd run them off. I mean, if you're not going to be fishing, if you're not going to be out there, a 10-hour day, you'll be fine to run both of them off your battery. Michael says, hey, Matt, I've got a 93 SV. Why do I get feedback on my screen when I hit my trolling motor? That is the dreaded Garmin feedback or interference. Excuse me. That is the dreaded Garmin interference. Welcome to it, my friend. You'll never get rid of it. Ever. Ever. Let me tell you why. All right. So I explained this in one of my Crappie Cove classes when we did imaging and we did transducers and we talked about everything that is transducers and imaging. Okay. Garmin runs Chirp. All of their, well, not all their units. The 93 SV, let's talk about it because that's what you have, runs Chirp. Chirp. What is Chirp? Chirp is where, like my Lowrances, okay? Let's talk about my Lowrances. My Lowrances run a frequency, an 83, 200. They run a frequency, kilohertz, okay? They run a kilohertz frequency. That's what the frequency that it puts out into the water is, say, 200 kilohertz. If that's what I set it to, it runs 200 kilohertz. Chirp is not a solid kilohertz. It is a band of kilohertz. So let's say where my Lowrance is running 200 kilohertz. If you were running, say, 200 kilohertz on your Lowrance or on your Garmin unit, it's going to run from 85 kilohertz up to 255 kilohertz. And it's going to put out all those different frequencies into the water. That is what Chirp technology is about. That is the redneck version or definition of Chirp. Chirp is a group of frequencies that it puts out into water. That's why you get, supposedly, you get better returns on Chirp technology on a Chirp transducer because it's picking up different frequencies that it's sending out. All these different families of frequencies are going out at one time, and then they're coming back, and it's getting all this data from all these different frequencies. Lower frequencies penetrate the water further. Higher frequencies give you more definition. So by Chirp technology, you're getting the distance of those long frequencies or those low frequencies, but you're getting the definition of those short frequencies or those high frequencies, okay, that aren't traveling as far. So you get all this together, and then they take that and give you a picture. All right. So that's why on these Chirp units, the things that are real close to you, you get great definition with. But the things that are far away from you, you don't get as good a definition with, but you can still see them, right? So you get to see those things that are far away from you. Don't get necessarily the definition, but the things that are right underneath you, like Josh Sanders' Mega, you're going to, yeah, you like that, Josh, Mega. It's because I make fun of him about his Mega all the time. You're going to get great pictures close, but you're not going to get the best pictures far away, okay, as far as definition. But what happens is because your transducer is trying to pick up all those different frequencies, Michael, when you hit your trolling motor button, guess what? It picks up the frequency from your trolling motor because it's not told or tuned to pick up that one frequency. It's told to pick up all that range of frequency. Anything that's in that frequency range is going to give you a return. So when you hit that trolling motor and that electric frequency hits that trolling motor to turn it, you're getting the feedback from the trolling motor. You'll never get rid of it. You can talk to people that are going to tell you ground it here, ground it there, ground your boat, ground this, put the oh crap, the noise reject buttons, the things that you put on your cord. Oh gosh, what are they called? I tried it all when I had mine. Trust me, I tried everything. All right. You're not going to get rid of it because you're running a Chirp transducer. It's picking up those frequencies. Okay. And it's going to pick up that frequency. It's going to continue to pick up that frequency. And you just have to decide, can you live with it or do you have to get rid of it? That's where I was at with it. That's why I got rid of them. So, because I could never see anything when my trolling motor was on, I could never see anything. It was, and I like to troll, or at that point in time, I liked to troll and look for brush while I was trolling. You couldn't do it. It's just vertical lines up and down the screen. Couldn't see nothing. So I got rid of it. But yeah, unfortunately, you won't get rid of that. Josh says can't complain with that one. Not sure what that means. Can't complain with that one. I have the other mount you're talking about and getting ready to swap. Yeah. So you probably know what I'm talking about. If you put a seat in your boat, can you close your mount? Probably not. Brian, thanks for the answer. I'll call Stowaway in the morning. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome, buddy. I appreciate it. Don't forget to use the discount code. Save yourself some money, okay? Tell me you want that wired discount. They'll hook you up. Tyler, good question. Can I keep my GT54 and Humminberg side imaging Deucer next to each other? Not directly. If you keep them directly next to each other, you got to make sure that they're not going to interfere with each other's beam. But you can run them next to each other. The problem is you're probably going to get crossover. You're probably going to get interference. You ever pull up next to your buddy's boat and you're sitting there, maybe, and I do this all the time with my fishing partner. We're out there looking on different areas of the lake and we meet in the middle and we're talking, and we're driving side by side, and I get this cloudiness on my screen because I'm picking up his transducer along with mine. It clouds the screen up a little bit. Still see, but it's cloudy. You're probably going to get a little interference from it, but if you don't run them together, then you'd be okay. If you're running them together, you may get a little interference, and depending on what Humminberg Deucer you're running, some are bad, some are not. Some of them, again, just clouds the screen up a little bit. You get this kind of fog on the screen, but you can still see through it. And some of them, who was that asked that question? Michael. To Michael's point, I mean, that SV, that 93 SV, you couldn't see crap through it. It's bad. I know it's bad. I've had it. I've done it. So, anyway. Josh says, I actually run my Mega on 455 when I'm using side imaging when I'm scanning over 10 foot of water, because I learned at Crappie Academy that 455 will penetrate water better. Yes, that's true. Yes, that is. And it's helped you, hasn't it? I got to stop giving you pointers. You're going to start beating me in tournaments. Stop helping you, Josh. God. No, I hope you do. I hope you kick my butt next week. All right, where we at? Michael, can you explain Lorentz side scan? I don't understand the darkness under the transducer and where some of the targets are showing up. Would you use 455 or 800 for scan? What range would you use? Always 50 feet. I may go to 60 on my 10-inch unit, but if I don't have anything above a 10, I'm not going 60. I'm going 50 feet. So 50 feet as much as I'll side scan. Okay. The less you side scan, the larger the picture, the more you're going to see, the more definition you're going to have, the better image you're going to get. Try to keep it short. So 50 feet. Can I explain Lorentz side scan? 455 to 800. So just like Josh said, 455 is going to penetrate the water better. You're going to get better penetration. You're going to be able to see further out. You're going to be able to see more. 800, you're going to get more definition, but you're not going to get to see out as far. So, where 800, you might get a good picture out to 30 feet. 455, you're going to get a picture out past 50, past 60, past 70. Okay. So always run 455 if you're deeper than 10 feet. If you're less than 10 feet of water, you can run 800 and get away with it. But always run 455 in deeper water. You're going to get better penetration and see more. The black area is actually a cone underneath your boat. Okay. So if you look at the bottom of the black area where it meets the bottom, it's going to be somewhere, it's going to be your water depth. So if you're in 20 feet, the black is going to end at 20 feet. Okay. So you've got a cone under the boat like this right here. You have 20 feet here, you're going to have 20 feet here, and then it's going to start from there and be bottom. You're going to have a cone. Okay. So sometimes you get an image on the right side of the screen that you don't get on the left side of the screen in that black area. That's because whatever it is in that image is a little bit off to the right of your boat. It could be 10 feet, 15 feet, but you're in 20 feet of water, so it's a little bit off to the right-hand side. If you get an image, a tree on one side and the exact same tree on the other side, same brightness, exact same picture, guess what? You drove right over top of it. Congratulations, you know where it is. But if it's off to one side or the other, it's off to that side of the boat from center. Okay. So That's how you read your side imaging. That's the quick and easy version, but it's once you get your head wrapped around how that cone works, it becomes very simple. Okay. BidKid 2020. I also have a Garmin 73 SV and don't have any trouble with feedback. Why that? Okay. Where's it mounted? Where's the transducer mounted? BidKid. Where's your transducer mounted? Um, that'd be the first question I'll ask. Where's the transducer mounted? Is it on the trolling motor or is it on the back of the boat? If it's on the back of the boat, you're not going to get any interference. You're not going to get feedback. If it's on the trolling motor, you'll get feedback. Probably should have waited for you to answer that question, but that's probably why you don't get interference. Michael, will I get feedback with live scope too? No, you will not. You will not get feedback with live scope. No, I'm serious. I mean, it's that, um, it's the chirp. It's the chirp transducer. It's that chirp technology. Live scope, you won't have any problems with it, Michael. No. Jimmy, can you put 2 units on a stowaway? Yes, sir. Sir, you can. Josh says, I've learned a lot. I appreciate all the help, tips, info. Well, you're welcome, buddy. I appreciate you and I appreciate you being here. I know I give you a hard time, but I appreciate you. Good friends are hard to find, my friend. Oh, so from what I'm hearing, just get rid of the 93 at console and just use the Helix 10. I wanted a good side imaging to find structure, fish, then drop down live scope. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, that'd be fun. What would I do? Um, what would I do? Hmm. Uh, well, I absolutely. Yeah, I shouldn't say that. I'm not a fan of hummingbirds, so I would actually drop the hummingbird and keep the 93. But that's just me. That's just me. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. If you see well on that hummingbird, then I'd keep the hummingbird. If you don't, then I'd get rid of the hummingbird, keep the 93. Just whatever you see better. Excuse me. Ashley, great job tonight, Matt. Thanks for all you do. You're very welcome. Thank you, Ashley, for the super chat. I appreciate you, buddy. Hey, real quick, guys, I want to talk about something. We got 67 on here, and I apologize. I'm going to jump off crappie fishing for just 2 seconds. Then we're going to give away a bunch of stuff. Okay. We're going to give away some stuff as soon as we get done with this. But I want the 67 that are still on here tonight to hear something. This is completely outside the realm of crappie fishing. Okay. But I just got word tonight that unfortunately, well, I don't really know how else to say it, so I'm just going to say it. Unfortunately, I lost a family member recently. Okay, and I lost that family member due to a freak accident. Um, it was actually it involved a firearm, and unfortunately, it was again a freak accident. There was no blame to be placed anywhere. It was completely accidental. I will tell you what I know, but I'm telling you this because I want you guys to be aware, and I want everybody tonight, if you own a firearm, to, and I probably shouldn't even be talking about this because I'm probably going to get dinged on it, but I don't care. I want everybody to be cognizant of the things that could happen. Okay. and I'm walking around this lightly because, again, probably going to get dinged for it by YouTube, but that's okay. So basically, what happened is, okay, from my understanding, and that there was someone there that witnessed fidgeting around in a safe. Some things fell off a shelf. Uh, Reached down to retrieve some stuff off the bottom, and when that happened, bill of a cap caught um, caught another item that was on the shelf. It fell. The item that fell discharged, and the rest is history. Okay. So I want everybody to take a minute and think about this for just a second. Uh, there's something that could have been avoided there. And it takes about half of a second. If you ever have a need, and this is coming from a retired Marine, if you ever have a need for protection, it takes about a half a second to get that thing at the ready. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's no more of a motion. That's it. That's it. That's all it takes. And that's a universal, guys. That's a universal sound for anybody that messes with you, not to mess with you, right? So to have anything at the ready in your home sitting, and this is coming from a retired Marine again, guys. I am absolutely 110% pro G. All right. Um, but mine aren't at the ready. Mine aren't at the ready. Have anything that's at the ready is just asking for an accident. It's just asking for something bad to happen. You never know. We're clumsy. I'm clumsy. People get clumsy. We get forgetful. You know. Um, I guess I'm telling everybody this because trust me, when I got word, I went upstairs and I checked everything. I checked it all. I checked every bit. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure this doesn't happen to me. I want you guys to do the same tonight. Just think about that for a second, and just check and just check and double check. You never know when something freak is going to happen, and trust me, it's not fun. It's not. Unfortunately, the world we live in, they take something like that because of the situation that it is, and because of what it is, they take it and they absolutely blow it out of proportion. Trust me. Um, I've been on the phone most of the night, but it's not something that I would wish on anybody, including anyone in my family. So very, very unfortunate. But I wanted to mention it because I want you guys to be aware, everybody, to just think about what could happen. And like I said, being at the ready is not always. I mean, again, it takes a half a second to go from not ready to ready, right? Does everybody understand? I mean, I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to walk around this a little bit, but I mean, to go from not ready to cocked and ready, okay, takes a half a second at best. Don't let that half a second end up being an accident. All right. I can assure you that nothing in my house is at the ready. But I can assure you if I need it to be in a half a second, it'll be ready. So I don't know. I'm gonna shut up on that now, but just check your stuff. All right. Check it out. Make sure you hadn't forgot. I mean, we get busy, you know. You come home, you've been out all day, you've been at the lake, you've been at the farm, you've been in the woods, and you take your piece and you lay it in the safe or you lay it on the counter and you think I'll get it to it later. Don't don't be an accident, please. Um, so there you go. That's my beg and plead for the night. And if you would join me this evening in checking your stuff. and just making sure you hadn't forgot one. You hadn't forgot one. I appreciate it. All right. So off that, back over to crappie fishing, back to giving away some stuff. Let's give away some light wire hooks. I've got, let's see here. How many do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I've got about 30. Got about 30 light wires to give away. That it does include the orange and gold sickles. Okay, so we're gonna give away those. So one lucky subscriber or watcher. And then we're going to give away the MCM tackle hair jigs, guys, for you guys to. I see y'all's comments, by the way. I'm going to try to thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the prayers. Thank you for the well wishes. But I'm going to move on for right now. But thank you very much, everybody, for that. I appreciate it. I'm just going to try to giving away stuff if you don't care. Okay. So thank you for that. Thank you for the prayers. And just like I said, go check. All right, go check. All right, so again, light wire hooks, MCM tackle hair jigs. We're gonna give 2 half dozens away, so 3 of y'all are gonna win tonight. What you will have to do for your MCM tackle and for your light wire hooks. Light wire hooks, you need to send me an email to info@wiredforcrappie.com, and I will put that in once we give those away to that lucky winner. And then MCM tackle, you will get with them on Facebook, send them a message. They always watch the show. They always know who won. So you'll message them, tell them you won, tell them thank you, and tell them the color that you want. All right. So they'll send you a half a dozen jigs in the color that you want. Guys, listen, when you win something from MCM, do me a favor. If you win a half a dozen, consider buying a half a dozen or a dozen or maybe 2 dozen. I mean, take a look at their colors. I assure you, once you look at their colors, you won't be able to just pick one color. You'll want more because they've got some really great colors. And the the jigs are high quality. They're great. I mean, they really are. I've caught 50, 60, 70 fish on one jig and it looked the same as it did when I pulled it out of the pack. So great quality jigs, great workmanship, and really great company. Small company, just tying them out of the shop, trying to get going, trying to get some orders going through the business. So MCM Tackle again on Facebook, and I will thank you, Bid Kid. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. I don't know either, but sometimes they do, right? So it's the world we live in. But anyway, all right. So let's give away the light wire hooks first. Thank you again to Mr. Curtis Hobbs. We appreciate him for being a part of the channel, for being a part of everything that we're doing here. And guys, again, great guy. Great guy. Been buying hooks from him. Actually, and this is no joke, okay? He is not only a hook maker, he's a friend of mine. All right. And I say that because I literally, guys, have been buying hooks from him. I hadn't met him. I hadn't met Curtis yet. I need to go down and fish with him, but I've been buying hooks from him. That's how much I believe in his hooks. I've been buying hooks for Curtis. He actually went back in his records and pulled my first order. I've been buying from him for a dozen years. I've been buying from Curtis for 12 years, guys. Okay. So if you continue to go back to somebody that you've been buying hooks from for 12 years, he ain't messed it up yet. All right. So I appreciate him and his hooks and what he does. And he stays busy. Trust me, he stays busy. But anyway, moving on. All right. Number between 1 and 50. Give me a number between 1 and 50. And as soon as I see it, I will let you know. 1 and 50, guys. I got it right here. 1 and 50. First one I see. First number I see, 1 and 50. Don't see it yet. Y'all are slow on the typing tonight. 1 to 50. Still don't see it. Still don't. Nope. Not yet. Nope. 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 1 through 50, guys. 1 through. All right. Whoa. R Bear, congratulations. 50. 50, 50. Congratulations, buddy. Congratulations, you won the light wire hooks. Again, I'm going to put right down here in the comments, info at wiredforcrappie.com. That's my email. Info at wiredforcrappie.com. It's in the comments. So make sure you send me an email with your info and I'll get your hooks out to you. Okay. I don't get to the post office the day after the live. So if they don't come 3 days from now, I'm sorry. But I sometimes do not get to the post office the day after the live, as you guys know, because there's been some people that have been like, hey, wait, last week I won. I didn't get them yet. I was like, oh, crap. Okay, I'm trying. Congratulations, R Bear. Make sure you send me that email, okay, buddy? Please don't forget. All right. Half a dozen MCM tackle jigs. Let's go 100 through 150. Let's go 100 through 150. I threw it in there. I mixed it up for you guys. 100 to 150. I get y'all typing 3 numbers instead 2. 100 to 150, guys. Go. Now you're getting quicker. I think I got to get everybody woke up. Had to get everybody woke up for a minute. Don't stop guessing. I ain't seen it yet. Ooh, I got one that's close. Got one within 1. Where is it? Dun, 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 dun. How long have we been on tonight? Oh, almost 2 hours. Been on a long time tonight. A lot of good questions tonight. Goodness gracious, guys. I'm about to just tell somebody they got it. I need to give y'all a hint on this one. I've seen the same number that's like 1 off like 10 times. Now everybody's scrolling back to see which number. There it is, Ronnie Harris. Ronnie Harris, congratulations, 109. 109, Ronnie. Ronnie Harris got it. Brian had it 2 after him. Brian had it 2 after him. It's close. Ronnie Harris, congratulations. Half a dozen MCM tackle hair jigs, buddy. All right, guys, last one for the night. We're going to go let's go 1 to 50 again. 1 to 50, go. Roll with it, guys. 1 to 50. Where's my last comment? I don't know. Let's do this. All right. 1 to 50. I'm waiting for one day somebody to get it right off the rip. It's the very first one. Hey, there it is. David Smith. Congratulations, David. 31. 31. Congratulations, David. So congratulations to you guys. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for everything y'all do for the channel. Like I said, go check them, guys. Go check them. Don't be an accident, all right? Josh got it later in the feed, 31. But like I said, don't be an accident. It'll be an accident. I appreciate y'all for everything y'all do, everything y'all done. Appreciate y'all for being here with me for 2 hours tonight, because that's actually, we used to do 2-hour lives. I don't know why we ever got away from it, right? But we try to keep it to an hour. Tonight was kind of a different scenario. You guys started asking some really good questions, so wanted to get those, make sure I didn't miss any. Mike Morrison said, I like the trivia questions better. Lots of laughs. That's because you won like 3 of them, Mike. Of course you like those better, buddy. That's funny. But no, the channel's growing, guys. It's still growing. I'm back at it. All right, I'm back at it. I've got a couple videos out last week. Got a couple more for you this week. I'm going to start ramping up, getting you some more videos out there. I love it, love it, love it. I'm back in the saddle, and I can't wait to get some more videos out for you guys. So thank y'all very much. I appreciate everything y'all do again. As always, have a great week. God bless. We'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place. We appreciate you. We'll see you later, guys.